Good morning, everybody! My name is Game Champ, and my goal in life is to complete every video game that exists. Today, we're gonna be taking a complete look at Sonic ChaoS. The one with Sonic in the name and also not the official one. This click-and-play fan game dates itself on the title screen as having been made in 1999 by Magicgraf, who seem to have later changed their name to Magicgrafx. The name Aytac Aksu is also prominently featured on the game and the official Magicgrafx website, so I'm guessing they're the lead dev. The title screen takes place in an infinite void, in which a glorious monument to our gods, Sonic and Tails, erects itself to remind the world of their glory. It then realizes nobody's around and goes right back down where it came from. Unfortunately, just missing Sonic and Knuckles, who run right past this vibrant forest? Okay, now this explains a lot. I'm guessing the tree we saw in Sonic Boom was stock click-and-play art. We are solving some of the deepest mysteries in fan game history already. Our story begins with Super Sonic and Knuckles frolicking along, having a jolly good time. Knuckles realizes this is for pansies and immediately stabs Super Sonic in the back. He punches the Chaos Emeralds right out of Super Sonic, or just one Chaos Emerald, and makes haste away in the sky. Sonic and Tails make chase in the tornado, and I simply must point out there's a completely new talking animation for Sonic and Tails. Quality, just quality. Our first gameplay segment has us flying in the sky chasing Knuckles. Knuckles shoots giant flaming himselves at you, and you have to knock them back at him. So basically it's Pong. It's Sonic and Knuckles playing Pong, and Knuckles is the ball. Probably worth noting at this point, there's no music here, nor will there be for most of the levels. After murdering Knuckles, we get half a second to celebrate victory, get our first Chaos Emerald, and comet drop onto some poor rhino with a death sound effect that sounds a little bit too, pulpy? The game is structured by screen. Each individual screen features its own challenge to get through. Usually you have to reach the right edge, but sometimes you need to kill an enemy to proceed. And you should probably forget everything you know about Sonic. You know that whole rings protect you when you get hit bit? Yeah, throw that out the window. Rings don't do jack. You get murdered instantaneously. And when I say instantaneously, I mean instantaneously. The game doesn't even let you get your grips on screen number 2. What rings actually do is fuel special moves, but I'll get to those later. All we have to do to finish is walk to the right? But hey, there's a spring up there! You might be thinking, there's gotta be something real neat if I hit that spring. Well, you are wrong! First off, it's not a spring, it's a switch. Have you ever even played a Sonic game before? And second of all, it doesn't trigger something neat, it just triggers instant death. At the end of the level, we meet Knuckles for our first boss fight. Knuckles has cleverly realized that by turning himself into a hitbox, Sonic won't be able to jump into him. So here we have to use Sonic ChaoS's claim to fame. The homing attack! Yeah, that's right. This video was a stealth ploy to make a homing attack video all along. As I left off in my last video, the homing attack is basically the greatest game mechanic ever created in history, and with its magnificent holy power, even the immortal Knuckles doesn't stand a chance, allowing us to enjoy our victory. Hey buddy, the rolling around at a speed of sound thing? That's my stick. I get to do that. Up next, we get to an auto run screen where Sonic has a creative idea of running. This is our first major roadblock. If you can get past this without losing too many lives, you should be good for most of the rest of the game. Oh no, you are not tricking me with that spring this time. I am on to you. Gotta find that Hedgehog. And Sonic, get him! Oh god, retreat! Oh phew, that was close. What was I doing again? Hey, it's Sonic! I gotta go! On Knuckles Match 3, Knuckles has learned from his past mistakes and decided to be immune to even the majestic glory of the homing attack. We'll need to take advantage of his character flaw if we want to take him down. You see, Knuckles, as we all know, would never engage in the act of chuckling, and from that information we can logically deduce that he likes to flex his muscles. With the nearby rock spawning machine, we can convince Knuckles to drop his life or death battle to show off his pecs, getting a cheap shot on him while he's distracted. The next level is Knuckles' castle. Yes, of course, Knuckles has a castle. He even decorates it with human skulls. Then you get to the boss, which is simultaneously the most unique boss and the worst boss in the game. The moment you step foot here, you lose all your rings, and using a special move where you spit out some blue spheres is the only way to reach Knuckles. But hey, would you look at that? A single ring. All the way up there past those giant grasshopper toys. You just have to jump up past them and hope they're polite enough to stay off screen a while. 5 times in a row without getting hit once. It's the kind of tense endurance challenge you can only get out of Sonic fan games of this caliber, with the soundtrack to match. Next is more of the same greenery, but we'll have to wade our way through a nice, clean river. In Knuckles fight number 80,000, the coward is hiding at the bottom of the screen, throwing himself up at us. However, we now have an ultimate special Chaos Emerald move which lets us send down a gigantic wave of flaming death! It does absolutely nothing. Instead, you're just supposed to use the homing attack and play Pong again. Now check level 5 out. Tails follows us around, just like in the Genesis games. Well, I mean, he follows us around in an attempt to imitate the Genesis games. It's not quite the most picture-perfect recreation. We have a scuffle in which we homing attack a giant worm and take to the sky for our next Knuckles confrontation. Luckily, Knuckles has had his wings clipped, so we can just drop tactical nuclear warheads on him from above. The way it's set up, you have limited ammo, so while you're safe in the air, you have to jump out of the plane to refill. And by jump out, I mean Sonic jumps out for you whenever he feels like. Knuckles flies away, but with the 6 Chaos Emeralds, we have enough to go Super Sonic! Yeah, the 7th Emerald is just optional. We homing attack all over the screen and take to the skies to stop Eggman! What? Eggman's the antagonist. He's always been the antagonist. I don't see any other antagonists up here. Don't be fooled by those silly non-canon spin-offs you might have played. Super Sonic is just as frail as normal and dies in one hit. You have to avoid Eggman until the time runs out, keeping your ring energy up by grabbing all the rings you can before Eggman does. Once the timer runs out, congratulations, you've beaten Sonic Chaos! And the ultimate plot twist awaits. It's over. No more madness. No more robots. All in all, I actually have to say, I like the style of level design this game showed. Every screen tries to have a unique, interesting setup, separate from any other screen in the game. In particular, the castle level is the screens that I really love. Of course, it's a terrible cobbled mess, but they tried. They tried! And proved that they have ideas to add to the table. And that's something I have to commend. Cool thing is, Aytac Aksu made a ton of games, many of them sequels to Sonic Chaos, so we'll be seeing how they improved later. See you on the next episode of A Complete Look, where we'll be taking another dive into Sonic fan game history. Special thanks to all Patreon backers, including Eric Flynn, Lord Renzi, Leslam, Zany Bands, David 20 Covers, Beatty JD, and RB Drock. Let me know how much this video sucks and how I can improve in the comments below. Arigato gozaimasu desu for watching, and get out of my house!